video, you can see that I'm facing chaos. The house is an absolute tip. You'll see me focusing on every bedroom and bathroom on the second and third floor because that's where it needed the attention the most. On this day, I was delighted to be off work and I thought, okay, great, I will have a very productive day. But of course, the children were off school, my little one was off her daycare, and it was a bit of a nightmare to say the least. But I got it all done. But it took a long time. I don't know why I put the pressure on myself because, of course, I still had to pack for going away. I had to ensure that everything was done and I didn't forget anything. Julia was very ill, so she had steroids and inhalers and antibiotics, and I had to make sure that everyone's medication was packed correctly and all the chargers were packed correctly, and of course everything else that we just needed. So putting this pressure on myself really wasn't necessary, but I thought, why not just come home then to a lovely fresh house, and the past me will thank myself. So future me will thank past me, if that makes sense. So put me on in the background. Let me be your body double while we tackle my mess and your mess together. Or what you can do is just put me in the background and just enjoy while you're having a cup of tea and maybe working. Or maybe if you're just sitting down on the sofa chilling out and I'm giving you some inspiration, I really hope that I'm keeping you company either way. I just want to tell you about my week so far. So it is absolute chaos, especially when you're solo parenting, and I do that quite a lot. I have 2 jobs of my own, and of course my partner has 2 jobs. So he has his 9 to 5, and then he does a lot of joinery work and electrician work in the evenings. And of course, you know, things are hectic with children's hobbies and different things that's going on. So having the time to do everything can be quite challenging, especially when you maybe want something done around the house, like a bit of painting, a picture hung up, you know, things like that. Everything's always put to the bottom of the list because there's lots of other things that come before it. And today it was my mission and focus to get all my little small jobs done, as well as changing the bedclothes and doing a good clean of every single room. And my daughter's here with me. You can see her. She's up dancing with me and singing along. You'll see her in a wee minute here. She actually loved being off her daycare and loved spending time with her brother and sister, and equally loved torturing me and trying to help when really she was making more of a mess. But this is her singing her wee song. She loves Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan. That's like one of her favourite songs. And this was her giving it all. And then we're having a good wee laugh, even though I'm just like, yay, can you go away so I can get everything done? But yeah, I love having them around. But it can be an absolute pain in the backside. This is her using a full bottle of toilet duck and now attempting to use my bleach, which thankfully she wasn't able to open. And of course, I just let her play away and then get her all washed and clean, so making sure nothing actually touches her hands. And she's just in and out of the bathroom, and then she took a notion to bath the dog. So we had to bath the dog. Poor Bobby was traumatized and he was just like, please leave me alone. Mummy only baths me, so go away. And she's just like, let's get his teeth flossed. Let's get nail polish on, you know. And the dog's just like, oh no, oh please just let me be in the corner and smell like a dog. And, you know, we're just like, let's make you smell like a baby. So this is us bathing him. He got his Easter bath. He was going to stay with my auntie and her dog, and of course her dog is like a human. He doesn't really like other dogs. He doesn't consider himself to be a dog, and he doesn't even go to the toilet like a dog. Like her little dog Tatley is very funny around other dogs and around other humans, and takes a little while to settle in, but thankfully they got on great. This is me now picking up all the rubbish and cardboard and bringing them down to both of my bins. One is a recycling bin and the other one's just general rubbish. So so I separate it when I go out the back. But picking all of that up and just ensuring that everything is done. And of course, poor Bobby was still in the bath, and of course he wouldn't actually get out of the bath when I tried to get him out. I think he was afraid of what was to come. So I was able to get him all washed and dried, and making sure that he was lovely, clean, fresh, and got a lovely big treat for being such a good boy and dealing with Julia. So yeah, that was that. I mean, she sometimes tries to put bows in his hair and tries to get him very girly, and he just doesn't like it. I'm taking the chair now out of my office because I want to go into Julia's room and do her bunk bed. You'll see me doing that in a minute. But my mind works very different than many, and I jump from one thing to the next. So as I was doing that, then I thought, oh, I might as well go back into my own room again and start dusting and put my own bed clothes on, and then going back into Julia's room a little bit after while I'm waiting on my bed clothes. So this is what you see me doing. I'm going to be taking a big load of washing down and then bringing a big load of clean washing up and folding that. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I hate folding laundry. I hate it. It's the bane of my life, especially when you have so much washing to do. Everything needed to be ironed or pressed in some way. So I was folding them up, just getting them into piles and then pressing them later on. Some you'll see me pressing or ironing on the video, but most of it has been done separately and off camera. So yeah, I had my iPad fixed. My iPad actually broke because Julia stood on it, didn't realise she stood on it, and there was like a hairline crack. And of course, the cracks can sort of grow. And because it was a new iPad that I got for my birthday, and it was under insurance and warranty, better off to get the professionals to fix it. So it took a week and it has just came back. So I'm delighted to have it back, but all of this was recorded on my phone. You can see me just clearing up some of Julia's inhalers here and just giving everything a wee dust down of my bedside cabinets. But yeah, how was your Easter? And apologies, I haven't even introduced myself yet. I'm Katrina from Katrina's Tidy Talk, so please do like and subscribe. I'd love to have you here. I'm just a small YouTuber, a stay-at-home mum 3 times a week, and of course I work in the office 2 times a week, and then I do gigs. But I like to see myself as like a stay-at-home working mum. I would love to see myself as a stay-at-home mum, but I need to work and I enjoy work. I enjoy just having that bit of a break from cleaning, because I think if I was to have a full stay-at-home role, I would probably paint the walls every other week a different colour. Like, I don't seem to relax myself too long. But that's something that I said I'm going to change this year. I've started back on my workouts, which I was so into before having Julia and after having Julia. But when I got the renovation done last year, everything was put to the back burner, including me working out. And I love to do my insanity workouts. I love to do weights, and I love to do bar workouts. And I love to do it all at home. You know, I don't really like going to the gym that often. And that's just because it's much more convenient to do it from home. And there's so many amazing YouTube channels out there that you can work out with. And you can do 15 to 20 minutes a day. And things just fit in better with my routine. So yes, this is my bedroom all done up, and then I'm going into Julia's room. Julia's room has a bunk bed, and she will see me with that chair that I brought in from the office struggling to get up the bunk bed, and that's because I removed the steps of the bunk bed to give more room. And then this is me actually really hating the fact that I did that and starting to like cold sweat and think, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And this is when I'm like climbing over and go wee the whole way over to the bed and think, oh my God, how am I going to get back down from here? Julia runs in at this point thinking, what are you doing on my bed, mummy? And I'm just like, I'm stuck. I might need you to phone your daddy for help. But I managed to get myself back down again. Won't be doing that in a hurry. No one sleeps in the top bunk. But yes, you know, I do need to change the bed because of dust and things like that. It's always better to change it. Dust rises and it settles on that bed. And with her chest, like her bed would get changed twice a week. But of course, the top bunk doesn't get touched maybe until every 10 days, every 2 weeks. And that's purely because no one sleeps in it, but I still need to get it cleaned because of the dust. So now I'm down doing her bed at the very bottom, and even though I know it's a bunk bed, she's had this bunk bed for a long time. It actually belonged to Georgia and Jude before it belonged to her, but there is never a time where I don't bang my head off this bunk bed. Like, I don't know why. I just keep hitting my head off the corner, and sometimes like fall onto the floor with like how hard I hit it. So I'm now bringing the chair back into my office, and then I'll finish up her room with a quick hoover and a quick dust down. I've put the paneling on last year, and of course, you know, it attracts dust because it's not a flat wall. So I'm giving it a quick wipe down, and after a hoover, of course, and then I will give the skirting a quick wipe down. And then after that, I'm going to bring my small handheld hoover in to hoover all the parts that I couldn't get with my bigger hoover. And this is her finished room, all beautiful. It smells so nice. And one of the things that I always like to do around Christmas and Easter and special occasions is I like to put a tree air freshener in every room. Has anyone tried that before? You put your tree air freshener in every room around maybe the curtain pole, and then every time you enter the room, it just smells so nice. So I'm finishing up cleaning my blinds, which I detest. Hate cleaning the blinds. Always find that there's more dirt that I've missed, but the good thing is it doesn't get done that often, doesn't need done that often. But what I normally do is I go in with a dry duster first, then I go in with a cloth, a wet hot cloth, a bit of bleach if there's some stubborn stains, and make sure just to give them a good dry off after. So I've already put a good bit of bleach in the bath and let that sit, because obviously I do that anyway, but the dog was in the bath, so I like to give it an extra clean and get it all smelling nice and fresh. To be honest, the bathroom actually smelled like a swimmer's by the end of it, but I didn't mind that smell at all. I actually really like the smell of bleach, even though some people don't. And as you can see, I am still talking away to Julia. I'm now changing all the toothbrushes up. I normally find when you buy more expensive toothbrushes, they actually last longer. These wee ones, they only last a week or two, and that's because the bristles in the brush, they just go all funny, and it's not really worth trying to brush your teeth with them, to be fair. And now I will be showing you very, very soon the finished bathroom look. It's all been bleached down and lovely and clean, and I just felt so good after the entire house clean. It did take me a full day with a lot of interruptions. I had to obviously make lunches and of course snacks, put on Hop the movie that they love watching, and get all their arts and crafts set out on the table. And you know, children get very bored very quickly, and I wanted to keep them off their iPads as long as possible, so it was trying to make sure that I was able to entertain them and have them entertain themselves while I was able just to get the majority of this work done. And now, thankfully, I'm in my office, which is the easiest room of all. I've saved the easiest room for last. And this is where I store my makeup and perfumes and do a lot of my work editing. And Georgia does her homework and stuff in here as well. So it's definitely well used. I'm so glad that you joined me for the video, and I hope you had an amazing Easter break. I definitely had a well-deserved Easter break. 3 days away without having to worry about cleaning or cooking or anything like that, and we were just able to enjoy it. But of course I came back and there was like 2 mountainfuls of washing, but that's for another video. This is me all done, and yeah, we had a brilliant Easter, and I hope you did too. Bye.